The road won't get any easier for the Blackhawks as they take on the undefeated Tempe High Buffaloes in round 3 of the playoffs.
Peoria's coming into this game 4-0 and undefeated. But as for the red, white, and blue, after 10 straight losses last season, they're out for blood. Huskies have been throwing for close to 350 yards every game, but with a nearly perfect 9-1 record, the Jags are going to be a tough team to beat. Thanks, guys. In this final week of the regular season, the fans sent me out to the Sunny Slope where the Vikings are hosting the St. Mary's Knights. Vikings are 9-0 right now and one of just 2 teams left in Division II to remain undefeated. But the Knights will be fighting for their lives in hopes of securing a spot in the playoffs. Last season, the Toros handily beat the Pumas, but with star quarterback Austin Nightingale back in action, the Pumas are averaging over 40 points a game. Jake, over to you. Kings fans are lined up everywhere, celebrating their second Stanley Cup win in just 3 years. Both these teams are powerhouse team, one coming in tonight undefeated and the other fighting to keep their playoff hopes alive. And Coop, tonight's game was interesting for more reasons than just the game action. You remember Coach Mike Hudnut? He used to coach for the Willow Canyon Wildcats for the last 8 years. This year, flipped sidelines coaching for the Falcons. Tonight was the Falcons' first home game and Coach's first game coaching against his old team. This was this season's final fan vote game of the week. The fans sent me out to Sunny Slope for their battle against the St. Mary's Knights. Both these teams are excellent. Like I said earlier, Sunny Slope's coming in tonight undefeated, but St. Mary's is led by star quarterback Gabe Losada, who has thrown for almost 3,000 yards and over 30 touchdowns this season. And tonight's game was back and forth all night. There was nearly 10 turnovers, and in between the two of them, they put up over 50 points. You gotta check out some of this action. With over 14,000 votes this week, the fans sent me out to Alhambra for a matchup against Moon Valley Rockets. This game was a battle of the unbeaten. They're both 7-0 and undefeated. Thanks, guys. Hard-fought battle out here tonight at Desert Ridge High School, but the Jags were able to power through and get that W. I'm out here with head coach Jeremy Hathcock. Coach, I've been hearing fans and players rave all night about Terrion Morrison's performance, and with 3 out of the 4 touchdowns, would you say it was his performance that ultimately led to tonight's win?
I think, honestly, it was our defensive effort that led to tonight's win, and they put us in good situation to move the football. And Terrion had a lot of tough yards. Justin Irby had a lot of tough yards. Alec Hathcock had a lot of tough yards. And, but if we're going to move on, we got to play better than that.
Okay, and you guys have been averaging over 40 points a game this season. How have you guys been able to maintain such a high level of play from week to week?
Oh, we played better than we played tonight, that's for sure. But playoff football, anything goes. So, when we're not hitting in the passing game, it's tough. They put everybody in the box, and it becomes a grudge match. And fortunately, we got away with a W.
And what's practice going to look like this week going into round 2?
It's going to be very physical, very mental. Our kids prepare super hard. They showed stopping a team that scores 49 points a game to 17. Our kids did a great job. We just got to put another week of work.
Thanks, guys. I'm out at Williamsfield High School right now where they just steamrolled the Moon Valley Rockets 53-12. Joining me is head coach Steve Campbell. Now, Coach, you guys are matched up pretty evenly on paper, but you came out here tonight and clearly showed who the better team was. Just what was it that set you guys so far above the Rockets?
I don't know what one thing or anything like that. It's just I think our kids are they have a little chip on their shoulder. They want to come out and prove that we're deserving that number 2 seed and just play hard and play together. And these guys really get along well. And I think every week now they're just looking to extend the season another week.
You guys were impeccable on both sides of the ball tonight, but your defense was able to shut down a team that has been averaging over 40 points a game this entire season. How is your defense able to play so efficiently? Now, you're in the process of replacing your quarterback right now. Who's in line for the job, and how do you expect to make that decision?
Well, we've got 6 or 7 guys that'll be taking reps, and there's 4 upperclassmen that'll probably take the first reps in August. But I'm a little different. I'm not worried about it right now. I think the first 2-3 weeks of camp is going to sort itself out, and then a week before the first game, it'll be down to 2 or 3 guys, and then hopefully he gets settled in the first game. If not, we'll keep going. But the big key for us is I think the talent is there, and now we just got to coach them up and get them ready to play.
Now, you were ranked 4th in the South Division by the media polls. How do you feel about these types of rankings?
Oh, I could care less. Hell, I'm trying to get a first down against UNLV in the first game. All that stuff is good for the fans, and it's probably good that they do that, but I never look at that anyway.
At today's press conference in Fullerton, California, Los Angeles Angels outfielder Mike Trout unveiled his new partnership with Nike.
Nike, went above and beyond, and they told me, when they mentioned it to me, I was in total shock. I was, it's one opportunity, and it means a lot to me.
This opportunity is the Nike Lunar Vapor Trout, the first Nike signature shoe made for a Major League Baseball player since Ken Griffey Jr.
Just you know, the way he performed on the field, you know, the homers he hit, you know, the defense he's played, it's, you know, it's definitely someone to look up to.
Inspired by the two-time All-Star, Trout's cleat combines style with speed.
It says, if I look good, I play good. Make it hot. Vapor was engineered to make athletes faster in the field, so really to shrink the field.
As one of the fastest and most powerful players in the league, Trout stressed a need for a lightweight cleat.
You don't want to be in the outfield and, you know, mess around your shoe or thinking in a dugout, man, I got to change these things. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not knowing you even have a shoe on, just like a sock.
This new venture is not only exciting for Trout, but his family as well.
They're big Nike people too, so it's it means a lot to them. Growing up, you know, wanting a shoe, you know, wearing the Griffeys, you know, the Jordans, everything. It's pretty impressive.
During tonight's game against the Texas Rangers, Trout will play in the Vapor cleats for the first time. Despite the outcome of the game, Trout already feels like a winner. For MLB.com, I'm Secily Seljeskog. The USA men's youth team avenged last year's loss to Brazil with a comeback victory to capture gold in the Junior Pan American Championship. In the Blue Caps, the United States took the lead early, scoring the first goal of the game. In the White Caps, Brazil responded with a goal to end a low-scoring first period tied 1-1. In a much more lively second period, both teams combined to pour in 8 goals, 5 scored by the Brazilians and 3 by the U.S. Going into halftime, Brazil held a 6-4 advantage. Brazil carried the momentum early into the second half by striking first, increasing their lead 7-4. But the U.S. arms prompted 3 unanswered goals, tying it up 7-7, setting up a fourth quarter that would ultimately decide the gold medal. And the U.S. would capitalize on the energy created by tournament MVP Bryce Hoerman's go-ahead goal that gave the U.S. an 8-7 advantage.
Bryce Hoerman's shot from about half tank, that was a bar down, and just got everyone super excited and led to, I think, the momentum.
Hoerman's clutch scoring spurred another point by teammate Nicolas Carniglia, but the defending champion Brazilians displayed their heart with a 2-0 run to narrow the gap, but were ultimately dethroned by the U.S. 10-9. After trailing throughout the majority of the game, the U.S. finally pulled together to win the gold medal.
Relied on our teamwork, all the training we've been doing for the past month, and we just knew they'd wear out, and we have a lot of depth, so we just stuck with it, got pumped up, and just started hitting our shots.
Just getting big games. You know, I joke with somebody, I'd rather play Brazil 10 times in this tournament just because they're such a good team. They were well coached, they had phenomenal players. So just getting us experience playing together, playing as a team, learning little nuances.
Brazil will still go home with a silver medal, and Canada defeated Argentina 11-8 to claim the bronze at the Pan American Championships. The next big tournament for the U.S. is the Youth Worlds beginning August 2nd in Istanbul. For USA Water Polo, this is Secily Seljeskog of the Cronkite Los Angeles Sports Bureau.